Hello. Today, May 13th lead coding challenge. The question is ambiguous coordinates. Okay, we had some two-dimensional coordinates like 1, comma 3, 2, comma 0.5. Then we removed all commas, decimal points, and spaces and ended up with the string S. Return a list of strings representing all the possible outcomes for what our original coordinates could have been. So that is the question. Our original representation never had extraneous zeros, so we never started with numbers like 0, 0, 0, 0.0, 0, 0.00, 1.0, 001, 0.01, or any other number that can be represented with less digits. Also, a decimal point within a number never occurs within at least one digit occurring before it. So we never started with a number like 0.1. The final answer list can be returned in any order. Also note that all coordinates in the final answer have exactly one space between them occurring after the comma. Okay, the question is like this. They have a string. We have to format in such a way to produce how many coordinates, valid coordinates that can be arranged from this string. So from 1 to 3 we have divided 1 comma 2 3. So 1 2 3 is a point and 1 comma 2.3 is a point, and next 12 comma 3 is a point, 1.2 comma 3 is a point. So here 0 0 0 1 1. So it can be divided in several ways. If we divide 0 as 1 point and 0 0 1 1, if we arrange it, we will only get this thing as a possibility. Why, I will tell you in a minute. Okay, this is explanation also given. 0.0 is not allowed, 0001 is not allowed, 00.01 is not allowed. So hence we are left with only one option, that is this. Okay, so 0 1 2 3. So 0 1 0 comma 1 2 3, 0 comma 1 12.3. So these are all the outcomes. So for 100, 10 comma 0 is allowed, 1 comma 0 0 is not allowed, 1.0 is not allowed. So whatever we do, we have to definitely arrange the strings in it. So there are several ways we can do it. So let me tell you what are those. So what we have to do is we have to split the given string into several possibilities, like what we have done here: 1 comma 2 3, 1 2 comma 3. So in two ways we can split. Okay, we have to add the comma in between the string numbers. So we can do it in two places. So here we can do in 1 2 3 4 places, but those are not the possible combinations. That's why we neglect it. So after splitting it into several possibilities, check whether it is a valid number or not. So after getting that, we have to proceed for combinations. So what I have done is, let me show you in the code itself. So initially the value will be a string of 1:2 length of s minus 1, because the first and last elements of the string are just open close bracket. So I have erased them and I got the value. So I have iterated from the value and divided it based on comma. So a equal to b equal to some values. Let me print them out also. Print a comma b. So for some custom input, let us say, what is that? 1 2 3, not 1 2 3. Let us say 0 0 0 1 0. So this is how split the input. So at any place, I'm starting in any of the combinations there is at least one string element, so that we can check whether it is a number and add it to the coordinates. So because coordinates can't be empty, right? So that's why I did it. So after that, what I did is I pushed the element into another function, separates. It checks for all the possibilities, whether it checks for all the possibilities and checks whether it is a valid number or not, and it gets an array. It returns an array. So we return a resultant which is an array. After getting array 1 and array 2, which are the separate combinations of a and b values which are valid, I'm proceeding for combinations. So for that combination, I'm doing what exactly he wanted to do. So that are appended into answers array. So that's what I'm going to return. So it is done. We are returning, but how we are doing it is all dependent on this separates function. So what I have done, I will tell you. So okay, let us consider this example. This is the input I have given. So from the combinations, let us say that this is one combination. I have split this into two elements using this comma. So this is A, this is B. So what I did, A is sent into the separates function. So separates function, what it does is it includes a dot variable between the numbers and checks whether it is a valid number or not. So for both of the numbers, everything will be valid, I guess. So for some numbers like 00011, so it won't be valid. So 0.0011 is valid, but 0.011 is not valid because we don't have to give two zeros before a dot. Okay, so 0.11 is not valid. 0.1 is not valid, and dot 0.001 is not valid. Oh, this is only valid. So to check whether it is a valid or not, I am throwing it into a function. There are many possible ways to check whether it is valid or not. We can convert it into float, right? If we convert these numbers into float, what will happen? Let me show you. So this will be 0.0001. So this will be 0.011. So this will be 0.11. So this will be 1.1. So this will be 0.0001. So when the float of the number, the original float number, if we convert the string into float, if they are not equal, we will consider it is not a valid number, because we don't have to consider zeros, right? If the numbers in the string are neglected, we can't form a coordinate. So this is one way. And for some other values, like you can say like 0657, if it is converted into string, 657 will be formed. So for some conditions, we have to check the int of the string. If it is satisfied, then we can check whether it is valid or not. So here it is not validated because 0657 is converted into 0657. 0 is neglected, so we can't do things like that. So it is not valid. So if we just add 0 to 0 here 0, 0, 0, everything is invalid except this condition. Except this, everything will be invalid. Okay, so I have thought of this condition. I have tried some code, but I have got some errors. Then I have tried for some other solution. The second intuition what we can do is, when you are you don't even have to consider the separate function. You have to just convert the given number into integer or float based on the requirement. What you can do is, while adding this, we have to check the condition like this: length of p plus length of q shall be equal to length of s. So because when this is satisfied, we can divide the given number into required coordinates, right? So if that condition is true, then only we are going to append it into the answer array. So this is another way you can do. But what I have done here is a simple intuition. So whenever there is a dot, we can't have more than one zero. So if it is 10, it is valid. If there are many zeros before the dot, it is invalid. So these are all invalid conditions. So that's what I have done here. So I have added dot. For instance, ignore this. So what I have did is, if I is greater than 1, that is, so for every condition after the first condition, after I add dot for the second, after the second condition. So for all these conditions, if the first digit is 0, so conditions like this, if the first digit is 0 and dot is after the second or third or fourth or any other integer, then we have to return, then we don't have to add it into the resultant array that we are going to return. So I'm not adding, I'm just continuing. It doesn't break the loop, but it skips the next operation. So, and also another condition, let us say 1290. So for any value after I add dot, if there is a 0 at the end, it is not going to be valid, right? 657.129. This will be the outcome. So for any value, if there is 0 after the dot, so it will be invalid. So these are the only two conditions, this condition and this condition. These are the only two conditions that are going to be applied in this evaluation. So that's what I have done. So if those two conditions are raised, I'm just simply skipping them and I'm appending the valid number into the resultant. So another condition is if the length of S is equal to 1, I'm simply returning S. And also this is okay, this is not required. Condition equal to 1, okay, this is not required, I guess. So if S is equal to string of int of S, that means if the integer is like this, the full integer 00011 is equal to 11. I mean, this is not so we are not going to append it. This is a false case. So if it is like this, 657 is equal to 657, right? I mean, the string version of this thing is equal to string of int of 657. Okay. So I'm checking this condition basically. So this is true, right? That's why I'm going to append the whole string. That's what I did here. I'm returning the resultant. So for every arrangement, I'm iterating through this function. I'm getting the valid numbers and I'm checking for combinations. And at the end, I'm returning the answer combination. So that's it. Let's meet tomorrow.